Surrender your day to the Lord. This morning prayer will change your life. Amidst the whirlwind of relentless demands and the frantic pursuit of control that defines our era, an almost heretical question arises, capable of disarming our most entrenched defenses. Is our relentless craving to dominate every aspect, every nuance of the day that begins, truly the invisible chain that traps us, preventing us from experiencing the true freedom and peace we so deeply desire? Observe the dawn, the soft melody the world offers before the clamor rises, and our mind is already racing, plotting plans, listing tasks, anticipating challenges. But what if the key to a truly blessed and fulfilling day wasn't in our autonomous strength, but in the deepest and most radical surrender? Every noise fiercely competes with the silence essential for the soul. I invite you to dive into a timeless truth that has the power to redefine your tomorrow, your today, and every moment unfolding between them. It is a journey that transcends time, where the most genuine faith meets the most urgent practicality, and life finds a new and sublime meaning when completely surrendered. But how does this millennial truth, echoing since primordial times, manifest in our hectic lives today? Often, the word surrender evokes an immediate sense of renunciation, of passivity, as if giving up the fight meant weakness or an irresponsible escape from the responsibilities daily life imposes on us. But in its divine and purest essence, surrender is, in fact, the most active, powerful, and courageous act a human spirit can perform, the conscious and deliberate decision to trust. It is not trusting in our own limited capacity to predict or manipulate the future, but in the sovereign and benevolent will that sustains the entire cosmos. It is a humble, yet profoundly liberating recognition that, no matter how much we strive with our strategies and planning, there are greater forces at work, a divine plan that transcends our limited understanding and our often illusory control. Think of the metaphor of the seed cast into the earth. It does not fight against the dark soil that envelopes it, nor questions the rain that covers it or the seasons that relentlessly follow one another. It simply surrenders to nature's cyclical process, trusts in the intrinsic promise of germination and flourishing contained within its DNA. Its apparent passivity is, in reality, unshakable faith in the potential for life it carries, in the intrinsic wisdom of the universe guiding its development. Similarly, we are invited to be that seed, to abandon the incessant and exhausting need to control every variable, to measure every risk, to project every outcome in a world that conditions us to this. This is the disruptive essence of surrender, to directly challenge the human logic of self-sufficiency and absolute control, which, paradoxically, traps us in vicious cycles of anxiety, exhaustion, and frustration. Millennial wisdom echoes through the ages, not in tales of invincible superhumans or in victories guaranteed by sheer willpower and individual prowess, but in the life of every soul who, with inexhaustible courage and authentic vulnerability, chose to trust. Even when the path seemed uncertain, arduous, devoid of clear answers and any visible light on the horizon. Let us remember those who, like fearless pilgrims, crossed existential deserts and turbulent seas, not with detailed maps or state-of-the-art equipment, but with the unshakable conviction of a promise, with the faith that an invisible hand would guide them. Their surrender was not a capitulation to despair or chance, but the inexhaustible source of their resilience in the face of the vast unknown. They learned, in solitude and deprivation, that true security did not lie in the accumulation of possessions or the mastery of situations, but in the unconditional dependence on the provider of all things. They witnessed that it is precisely in the absence of our control, when we exhaust our own strength and contrivances, that the divine can operate with greater fullness, revealing solutions and paths we would never conceive on our own. This surrender is a profound and transformative invitation to align our individual will, often stubborn and short-sighted, with the sovereign and perfect will of the Creator. It is to allow His wisdom to orchestrate the intricate nuances and details that our limited and anxious mind cannot even conceive. Psalm 37, in its timeless poetry, exhorts us with a promise that resonates through millennia and cultures. Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will do this. Psalm 37, verse 5 NIV. This is not a call to inertia or passivity, but to a type of conscious, purposeful, and free action, devoid of the paralyzing anxiety of the outcome. It is an invitation to act in partnership with the divine, releasing the consuming craving for control and embracing the deep peace that comes from absolute trust. It is an embrace of providence that weaves the fabric of existence, a recognition that every breath, every heartbeat, every opportunity that arises on our path is a gift orchestrated by a superior intelligence. It is, in its purest essence, a challenge to our human nature of wanting to have everything under control, inviting us to let go, and in letting go, truly receive the fullness of life. As we unfold these layers of ancient wisdom, I ask that if this message resonates in your heart and awakens something in your soul, consider joining this community of seekers. Your presence here strengthens our collective journey of faith, reflection, and transformation. How, then, can we apply this ancient wisdom directly to the challenges and dilemmas of our daily lives, transforming frustrations into victories and anxiety into peace? We live at a relentless pace with excessive social and digital expectations and the constant pressure for productivity, incessantly pushing us to the brink of emotional and mental exhaustion. Anxiety, often silent, becomes the soundtrack of our days. Frustrations seem like permanent scars that deepen with every unexpected obstacle, and every decision, no matter how small, can present itself as an unbearable weight on our shoulders. But what if the morning surrender to the Lord wasn't just a symbolic ritual, mechanically repeated, but a daily and powerfully transformative strategy to navigate this vast and turbulent sea of uncertainties that is our existence? Think of the precise moment you wake up, even before your feet touch the cold floor and the outside world invades your mind. The mind is already racing, listing urgent tasks, revisiting past worries, and projecting future fears that have not yet materialized. This is the entry point, the crucial turning point for the conscious practice of surrender. Instead of diving headfirst into that mental whirlwind trying to steal your peace first thing in the morning, pause, breathe. Consciously and intentionally acknowledge God's sovereignty over every hour, every minute to come, over every interaction and every event. This is not permission for indolence or the irresponsibility of abdicating your tasks, but divine empowerment to act with more clarity, more discernment, and far less agony. When we surrender our day, we are symbolically depositing the seeds of our intentions, our efforts, our desires, and our hopes into the hands of the divine farmer. He, in his infinite wisdom and unconditional love, will take care of the watering, the sunlight, the growth. Our part, then, is to plow the soil of our hearts with unshakable faith, sow with ardent hope, and water with constant prayer. The challenges, of course, don't miraculously disappear. They are an inherent and intrinsic part of the human journey. But what radically transforms is our perspective and our capacity to respond to them. Everything is now seen under the light of a providence that not only permits, but guides, strengthens, and prepares the soil for our spiritual growth. This daily practice of surrender thus becomes a powerful spiritual shield against the overload the world imposes on us. It is a declaration of living faith that we don't need to carry the weight of the world, not even the weight of a single day, alone in our fragility. The Word assures and comforts us, cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. 1 Peter 5 verse 7 NIV. It is a divine promise and an irresistible invitation to lightness. Allow this profound truth to dissipate the fog of anxiety that obscures your mind, transforming sterile worry into fertile prayer, paralyzing fear into active faith, and frustration into a powerful lesson of learning and resilience. Allow this surrender to readjust your routine, bringing focus and serenity to what truly matters in your day, and freeing up space for genuine joy and deep gratitude. It is ultimately a supreme act of empowerment, for by renouncing the illusory control that traps us, you connect to the inexhaustible source of all power, all peace, and all purpose. But true transformation is not limited to mere intellectual understanding. It deepens and takes root in intimate communion. With an open heart and a soul seeking rest, I invite you to join me in this sacred and transformative moment of prayer. Feel the quietness around you, breathe deeply, and allow any tension, any worry, any burden to gently dissipate, as we focus our attention on the loving, welcoming, and omnipresent presence that surrounds us at this very instant. Beloved Lord, Father of all creation and benevolent sustainer of our existence, with hearts filled with humility and awe, we thank you for this new dawn, an undeserved gift of your infinite goodness and faithfulness. We are grateful for every breath that fills our lungs, for every beat of our heart that echoes life's melody, for the inestimable gift of a new opportunity to live, love, learn, grow, and serve. We thank you for the sun that rises majestically, painting the sky with vibrant colors and renewing the promise of a new day, for the gentle breeze that caresses the skin, bringing freshness and lightness, for the miracle of existence in its simplest and grandest forms. In a world so hectic, so prone to forgetting blessings, we thank you for the deep quietness of this moment, for your faithfulness that renews itself each morning like mercies that have no end, for your grace that sustains us and lifts us up, even when we fail and stumble in our imperfections. May our gratitude, Lord, transcend words and manifest in every act of kindness, in every thought of compassion, in every step we take today. May it be the constant and vibrant melody of our soul, echoing your love. Now, Lord, before you, in an act of deep trust and vulnerable humility, we surrender this day to you as it begins. We surrender each of our worries, the anxieties that stubbornly assail us, the hidden fears that whisper in our minds and try to paralyze us. We surrender our meticulously laid plans, our ambitious projects, and even our most secret expectations. We lay at your feet every task, every challenge that arises, every interaction we will have with our neighbor, every moment of joy and every shadow of sadness. We surrender our fragile health, our finances that sometimes cause us apprehension, our complex relationships, our longings for purpose and meaning. We acknowledge, O Father, that you are the sovereign, the divine architect of all history and of the entire universe, and that your ways are infinitely higher, wiser, and more perfect than ours. May your holy and benevolent will prevail in everything, for we know that it is always perfect, pleasing, and good. We release the compulsive need to control every aspect, to foresee every outcome, to comprehend every mystery. We surrender our desire for self-affirmation and open ourselves completely to your sublime guidance. May our hearts be, this day, a vessel ready to be filled, not by our selfish desires, but by your peace that surpasses all human understanding. Lord, we earnestly pray for clarity of mind to discern your unmistakable voice amidst the clamor and deafening noise of the world that tries to lead us astray. We ask for divine wisdom to make decisions that truly honor your name and serve the good of our neighbor and your creation. Grant us unshakable patience to face the inevitable setbacks and spiritual resilience to overcome the most difficult adversities that arise, without losing faith. Fill us with an overflowing love, a love that does not judge, that forgives unreservedly, that builds up and gives without expecting anything in return, reflecting your love for us. Strengthen our faith so that we may see your powerful hand in all circumstances, even the darkest and most difficult, and not be disheartened. May our hope be unshakable, firmly anchored in the unquestionable certainty of your constant presence and your meticulous care. Purify our hearts of all bitterness, envy, pride, resentment, and selfishness, and make us, Lord, living instruments of your peace and your justice in this world lacking your light. Lord, in our small private universe, we lift to you with deep compassion and brotherly love all those who suffer today, the sick who long for healing and relief, the lonely who seek an embrace and connection, the homeless who cry out for shelter and security, the oppressed who seek freedom and justice. We pray for those who seek solace for their pains, and for those who desperately need direction in their existential labyrinths. For leaders of nations, that they may guide with wisdom, integrity, and genuine compassion, always considering the common good and human dignity. For families in crisis, for hearts broken by loss and grief, for minds troubled by affliction and illness. May your resplendent light reach the darkest corners of humanity. May your miraculous healing touch fragile bodies, and may your peace calm afflicted and anguished souls. May we be, Lord, living channels of your love to those around us, offering a listening ear, a sincere word of hope, a simple gesture of kindness that can make all the difference in someone's day. For we know, O Lord, that in you resides all fullness, all the power that governs the universe, and all the glory that beautifies it. May your majesty be revealed in every detail of this day, in every miracle that unfolds before our eyes, however subtle. May your holy name be exalted above every name, in all nations and in all hearts that seek you. We acknowledge that we are dust, ephemeral and limited in our understanding, but that in you we are more than conquerors, co-heirs of an eternal promise and an endless love. May your providence guard us and guide us on safe and just paths, and may your presence be our greatest reward, our safe harbor, our eternal home. In you we trust our lives, in you we hope for our salvation, and to you we surrender all our days, knowing with unshakable certainty that you are good, infinitely good, and that your mercy endures forever. Amen. May the depth of this prayer resonate in every fiber of your being, calming your spirit and renewing your strength for the challenges to come. And if you wish more hearts to be touched by messages of faith and hope like this, gently consider showing your support for this community of seekers. Together, we are stronger in disseminating divine light and truth. Believe me, this is just the beginning of a journey. Discover how this connection can propel you toward a future of hope and purpose, and how you can carry this message forward. Just as the dew that gently embraces the earth before dawn, silently nourishing it before the sun rises, this morning prayer is a daily and profound invitation for divine grace to completely envelop your existence. It is not an end in itself, but the portal to a continuous and abundant journey of unshakable faith, true peace, and a purpose that echoes with eternity. Remember the seed that surrenders to the soil. It does not fear the process of germination, nor the darkness of the earth, for it trusts in the intrinsic promise of life and flourishing. May you, by surrendering your day and your being, flourish beyond human expectations, manifesting the beauty, strength, and resilience that reside in a soul truly connected to the divine. May the transformative lightness of this surrender empower you to face every challenge with serenity and to celebrate every blessing, no matter how small, with renewed and overflowing gratitude. This is the incomparable power of starting each new day, each new cycle of your life, with your heart completely turned to the Lord. May the peace that surpasses all understanding, that peace that calms inner storms, be your constant companion, guiding your uncertain steps and calming your restless spirit in all circumstances. If this message touched your heart in some way, if it brought a glimpse of peace or a new and inspiring perspective to your personal journey, I humbly invite you to share this light with the world. Like this video, so it can reach more souls thirsty for hope and meaning. Share it with someone you love and who might need to hear this liberating truth today. And if you are not yet part of our growing family, subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell to continue receiving inspiration and nurturing your faith. Together, we build a refuge of peace, reflection, and spiritual growth in this vast digital ocean. May God's peace be with you today and always. What part of this reflection resonated most strongly in your soul today? Let us know in the comments. Restore my soul, Lord.